Michael Wilson, Disability Head Coach. Thanks for joining us at Lord's today. It's been quite the season for you to date. I want to kick off with the incredible news that 6 of your squad have just returned to the UK as Ashes winners. Well done.
Thanks. They joined us a couple of years ago. They've gone out to the Ashes this year. It's the first time that the England Deaf squad have won the Ashes in 30 years. I think Umesh has been at quite a few of those defeats, being with the England squad for 31 years now.
It's incredible.
But the experience he's brought into our guys has been amazing.
So good. Umesh is one of 5 lads that won the Ashes in the Deaf squad that are Middlesex players. We've also, of course, got Martin Henderson, who lifted the Ashes for the learning disability side. Martin played as Middlesex's sole representative. You must, I guess, be hugely proud of the achievements of all of them.
Yeah, it's been amazing to kind of see them guys go away. It could have potentially been another player, but he got slightly injured just before they went on tour as well. So having that amount of players that are playing for England we're massively proud at Middlesex to have those players, but to also for them to go and achieve that over in Australia was amazing to see them come back.
Well, we obviously played here in the blast last Thursday against Essex, and I don't know how many of the 6 of those lads were in the Guard of Honour, but you had a pretty good turnout of your disability squad that did the Guard of Honour at the blast game. That must have been nice for them. Obviously they don't get the opportunity to play here at Lord's, but nice for them to get out there on their hallowed turf.
Yeah, they've not stopped talking about it since like we've had training and games and stuff since, and they're just constantly saying how great it was to stand that close to the pavilion.
So if ever there was a subtle time to nudge our landlords, the MCC, that you wouldn't mind a disability game here, this would be a good time, would it?
Oh yeah, we'll definitely take one of them, and we'll play the MCC as well. We've got a pretty strong team as well now, so maybe their second 11.
Well, there you go. That sounds like a call out to me. That's an open invite, so hopefully we can get that up and running next year, Michael. Let's focus on your own squads. Obviously, let's kick off with the first 11. Play D40 cricket. Interesting. I had an email from a member actually last week saying, could I perhaps clarify the differences in disability standards and what does D40 stand for, what does Super 9 stand for? So I might ask you to expand upon that in a little bit. But D40 is hardball cricket.
Yep.
40 overs.
Yes.
And there are 2 divisions. We have a first 11 and a second 11. Any more you can tell us about that?
So with D40, it's the D40 first 11. There's no restrictions on play. So if a player can go and score 250 runs in a game, then he or she is more than capable of doing that. They can do that. In the second 11, it's slightly different. So they get capped at 100.
Right.
So, and they're only allowed to take 5 wickets in the second 11. In the first 11, there's literally all of the restrictions are lifted.
Wow.
It's very competitive.
And we're talking mixed learning difficulties and physical difficulties?
Yep.
And of course, sight and...
so we have deaf players joined us a couple of years ago. So for nearly 25 years now, it's been a learning and physical disability league. And 2 years ago, they let us bring in the deaf players.
Amazing.
Which has transformed some of the county's teams.
It's added a lot of quality, I know, to your own side.
Yep.
I guess also with that it adds certain challenges. Have you had to learn? I called out with you actually at our end of season lunch last year, and you had a couple of your players on the table.
Yeah. And
I saw you signing at the time, and I felt awful because I hadn't actually signed myself. So perhaps that's something we as a club should take on board as part of our own education.
It is something that we've spoken about in the past, where we're going to get some of the coaches that are working with the disability squads and coaches that are working in the community as well to go into those deaf schools and learn sign language and just kind of get rid of them barriers that are there at the moment.
Brilliant. Well, let's make sure we do that, Michael. We talked about D40 there. We've also got a first 11 and a second 11. The first 11 currently sitting second in their respective group, which is the National League. Only pipped to top place by Hampshire, who obviously beat us. but let's put that in context. They only beat us when we had 6 lads off playing in the Ashes.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess giveth with one hand and taketh with the other. So we've got a bit of work to do to overtake Hampshire, but our D40 second 11 are sitting proudly on top of their own group, and they can actually, I think I'm right in saying, secure the title next week.
Yes, we've got a game over at Chiswick Cricket Club on the 10th of July, and if our second 11 win against Essex, then they go into the playoff game to potentially get promoted and play alongside our first team in the Quest League or Division 1 for next season.
Absolutely amazing. Now that'll be a grudge game next year.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, competition for places will be tight there. Let's now move down to the Super 9s, which my understanding of Super 9s is not hardball, it's softball.
Yep.
It's not 40 overs.
It's 30.
It's 30 overs.
Yes.
Any other restrictions that you can perhaps enlighten our members on? And why would people play Super 9s versus D40? Is it viewed as a development phase, or perhaps
Yes.
you can expand?
So it is very much that. It's the development and the entry level into county disability cricket. So we play with an incredible. They still wear pads and wooden bats and helmets and all of the normal equipment, but it's 30 overs. Bowlers can only take 3 wickets. Batsmen can score 50 and then come in and get an additional 25 afterwards.
Go back in,
Yeah, if the rest of the team get out, and the boundaries are a bit smaller as well. I think they're 40 to 45.
Okay, good stuff. So, and Super 9s, do you find that a number of your current D40 side have actually come through that pathway, or do they come in from club cricket where they've been playing hardball cricket?
It's very much a mixture of both. So we bring through from Super 1s cricket, which is a Taverners programme. We bring them up into the Super 9s, but we also do get those players that have been a part of a club that maybe didn't kind of want to go down the route of disability to start with, but now they've chosen, once they've seen the exposure and what it can do for their game, they've now come into disability cricket.
Good to hear. Well, you've got those 6 lads that have just returned from 3 weeks in Australia. Look, let's be honest, the side of 3 weeks in Australia, all expenses paid, you're getting to play the game you love. They're now Ashes winners. I was talking to our assistant S&C, and our assistant physio, should I say. He was lucky enough to go off with the Ashes squads to Australia.
Yeah.
He said it was a phenomenal experience. So I think the involvement of disability cricket, certainly ourselves at Middlesex and nationally across the country in terms of the focus it's given by all counties, it has come on leaps and bounds in recent years.
Massively. I remember I was here 12 years ago, 11 years ago, and I was literally the only coach that did disability cricket.
Yeah.
So I've kind of seen it grow into what it is now, and we've got multiple different coaches that go out into the community. We've got a thriving Super 1s programme. We've got disability champions clubs. We've got a regional programme. Then obviously it goes up into our county programme, then on to the Disability Premier League, and then the England squads. It's just exploded over the last sort of 10 years. It's been brilliant.
Well, I think credit to you, Michael. You've been at the forefront of that all the way through that process, and as have Middlesex as a club. So I think an enormous amount of credit needs to go to the club for the focus they've put into that. Just want to finish, Michael, on getting females into the game. We've got Sue Benson, who I think I'm right in saying is the first female to play in the disability D40 setup. I know obviously you've got Kush Patel as well, who plays in the Super 9 setup.
Yep.
You don't tend to see many women and girls in disability cricket, and certainly not in the hardball format. What have we done that's helped that move on?
I just think we've made it accessible for every single person to come along. It doesn't matter whether they're male or female, old or young. We've made it so that everybody that wants to come and have a go at whatever level they fit in. Sue's a fantastic player.
Yep.
She's also our second 11 captain, so she enjoys bossing the guys around and telling them what to do all the time. But she's led that team to be as successful as they are this season. So
brilliant. Well, we could be sitting here in a month as triple winners. You never know.
I hope so.
Yeah, bit of work to do yet. But Michael, thanks for joining us. Huge congratulations on everything you've achieved to this point. Let's hope the latter 6 weeks of the season goes as well, and we can pick up some silverware. And hey, who knows, 12 months time we could be sitting here, your boys could be padded up out there playing the MCC. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice.
Michael, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Rach.